Oh, let's try something. I think that's gonna work pretty good. This thing's on, bro. How you like that? It zooms. Zoom. All right, now let me lift up this angle just a wee bit. That's gonna work right there. That's gonna work perfect. Perfecto. Perfecto. So we're gonna do a coffee time. But I'm gonna personally work on this little nook right here. Let me show you this. And I wanted to do this on camera, but then I saw that I missed Grandma Teresa's morning live. But I organized the glasses. Morning. Good morning. We're going to do a little organization. I organized the glassware because honestly, we don't need every glass in the wrong spot. So today for coffee time, I'm going to brew some coffee and we're going to talk about, just organization, because I have this section that I've done. I have this section that I need to do. And I have the bowl and plate section that I need to do next. So the whole goal of the live today is to get some of this done over here. So let me move my ugly pot. So it's gonna be a little jumping. Oh, so heavy. We're gonna jump around a little bit because of needing to do all of this organization stuff. So thanks for jumping in. Thanks for joining. I'm going to give the old mocha pot a break today. We're not going to do it in the mocha, but I am going to brew some coffee. And I think what I'm going to do is, I'll do the French press. How you like that? I'll do the French press. Yep, I'll do the French press. I haven't used this since I'm going to be working right here. Let me sit this right here. Put this little pan down. And I know you can see the Bowden French press. Let's see. Oh. And sometimes you just have too much of stuff. And so when you have all of this stuff, it's kind of important to keep it that big. Keep it at big. So I'm gonna take and add a little grind Maxwell House in there. Somewhere around there. And I should have made sure I had enough water levels in the water kettle. It's good to start with a full kettle of water. Something like that. Bloom the coffee right quick. Yep. I'm gonna have to hit my boy back, man. I wish I had a little bit more hot water. But this is a Bowden French press. And I purchased this originally at Target for $60. And this is a glass beaker. I originally purchased that at Target for $60. I was hanging around with some bougie folks. This was 20 years ago. And I bought this thing for $60. And I just knew I made it. That's like driving a Cadillac if you're into French press. Show you this little French press. This Stanley French press, I don't know. I think that was $60 too. The beautiful thing about the Stanley French press, Stanley built America, not Yeti. We're just gonna leave. We're gonna leave all that designer stuff alone. Stanley was on the Empire State Building when it was being built, not Yeti. But we don't knock Yeti. Yeti for the new people. It's a way to get them into insulated cups. It's a way to get them outdoors, and we love that. But just put some respect on Stanley's name. That's all I'm saying. So, but the thing I love about the Stanley more than the Bodum French press is the Stanley is insulated. So this Bodum glass is not a good conductor of heat or cold, but at the same time, it will get hot, it will get cold. Excuse me. It's not as efficient as metal. All right. I know they got some smart people out here. But the thing I love about the Stanley is it's insulated and it'll keep your beverage hotter longer. And I think that is a steal of a deal. But, all right, now you see this Bodum right here? So one day it broke. My beaker broke. And so all I have is the frame. So my original Bodum French press, all I have is the frame of it left. I found this one at the thrift store for $5. That's a $60 pot. You know, found it for $5. So I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. So what you do once you put your water in, and you can look at videos of smart people doing it, but keep it simple. Put as much coffee as you want or you like, or you could tolerate, and then put as much water as you want, like a tolerate. Just don't put too much water when you go past the fill line, because it won't work right. You'll have grinds up here. So as long as you keep the grinds lower than the strainer, you'll be fine. You know? But don't fill the water up way up to here, because you'll have grinds in your spout. But you know that, y'all smart. All right. So you let this sit for a minute, then you plunger it down. So now I'm gonna attempt to move all of this stuff from this little nook. This might be a better shot. I feel better about this shot. Listen. Yeah, I feel better about it from there. All right, so I'm gonna move everything from this nook, and I'm gonna work on organizing this. So I'm gonna get all of this out. I'm gonna wipe all these appliances down. So organization is important. It's not fun for some of us. For most of us, it's not fun, because the way life is set up, you just go. Oh. You just go, you know? So to get organized is not really fun. But when you are organized, things work so much better. And that's why organization is important. It helps things to be efficient and to streamline and to be productive. There's nothing like being on an unproductive team where no one is motivated, or where very, very few are carrying the load. So I have this theory, and this theory has been put to the test. But most people do not have one clear spot in their house from stuff. Stuff is everywhere. And we just fill it up with more stuff. It's amazing. It's really amazing. All right, so I'm gonna try to wipe that down. And in order to wipe it down, I'm gonna just dilute this little chemical that I'm using. And hit them ledges. Hit right here. I'm gonna hit the wall. Let me shut this. Hit the wall. And I might be using, I don't know how I got egg right here, but it might have been that time that sous chef was learning how to juggle. Hit the wall right there. I might be using a little too much, but I like that. I want to see it just roll down on its own. All right, so come on, baby. When I was when I was in rookie school, we had this little dirty guy. He was super dirty. And he really had he was very aggressive. I think he was taking steroids, honestly, or something like that. But he was very aggressive. Very aggressive. And he had that small guy complex because he looked like a 10-year-old. So he walked around like, John Henry. And what was interesting about that was one day we were cleaning up, and he was not known for cleaning. I'm going to just say that. And I had some chemical, and I was spraying everything down. And he was telling me that I was using too much chemical, And I was like, man, get out of my face, man. Your little dirty tail going to tell me I'm using too much of chemical, and you don't even use chemical? Man, get out of here. But I think he was one of the only guys that graduated rookie school but couldn't get a job firefighting. And I don't remember all of the particulars, but rookie school, he was basically, it was basically said that he wouldn't be a good firefighter. So he called me trying to get a character reference, and he was like asking me all these questions like, was I like this? Was I like that? It's like, dude, we just graduated. You don't know what you were like in rookie school? You were a jerk. Now, do I blame you for everything? No, we all jerks. But don't think for 1 second you weren't hard to deal with. He wouldn't shave. He's like, my hair don't grow. I ain't got to shave. Like, bro, we're all doing push-ups every morning because of you. Like, you gotta shape up, man. We're all doing push-ups because of you. And it's not like you have a disability. Like, just get in line, man. But he didn't want to be part of the organization, And I don't think they referred him or gave him a good recommendation after that. And he was all C-shift hurt, So, but it happens, Some people don't want to play ball, but they want to be on the field. And some people think they're the Iron team, Man, this counter was dirty. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I hate camouflage countertops because you can't see the dirt. You can't see the grime. Everything blends, All right, so that's good enough for government work. All right, let me wash my hands to get these chemicals off. Oh, man. Get these chemicals off. All right. Now, we got our beautiful, beautiful cup. I stopped drinking out of this cup when I got hurt because I felt like I couldn't be a psychopath no more. A person suffering from chronic bike riding disorder with abnormal urges to ride and feel free. All right, so let me show you the process. So you get your French press now. It's been sitting for 4 minutes. And now you start the extraction process. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Grandma, I saw your live replay. And you just push your plunger down. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everything go good with Grandma at the store. What's going on, Levi? All right. So now we'll just pour us a cup. Man, that look good. I don't know why I like going all the way to the top, but maybe that's the Everest in me. That's a good cup. And you know what? I will say this. A French press, all that fuzz on the top, you extract and you benefit from the coffee oils. My smart friend says that that'll clog your arteries. And I say, well, if that'll clog your arteries, you shouldn't be drinking coffee, period. Whereas if you use a filter, that filter will absorb some of the oils. And when you percolate it in a traditional modern coffee pot, sometimes that'll you'll lose your oils there also. But I think something that'll be really cool, even though we're talking about organization, let me just show y'all this. Let me just put all my coffee apparatuses. I'm gonna just put them all on this counter for a second. Just for a second. So bear with my ADHD, my Element of P, and my QRST. Oh, don't forget UV. And I'm missing one piece. I'm missing one piece. And that's not good. Oh, I know where that's at. I know where it's at. I know where it's at. And I'll tell you a little bit about all of them. So maybe I should come here first like that. And then, you got the bottom. I'm missing something though. I think I'm missing. I should have another. I'm missing something. Alvin! I think I'm missing another pot. That's a shame when you have too many. Okay, well, we're gonna roll with it. So told y'all about the French press, the Bodum French press. I need to get a beaker for my other one. But anyway, that's a different story. So this particular pot comes from the thrift store, and I bought this pot for like $5. All right. This is a French press. So this is one of the oldest ways to brew coffee. And so the way it works, you put your grinds in the bottom, you bloom them, and then when you add the hot water, you let it steep, and then you just push the plunger down, and that causes the coffee to go to the top and the grinds to stay on bottom. And it's a very genius method. You don't need electricity for it. All you need is a way to grind the coffee and a way to get water hot. But in New Orleans, there ain't no problem. You just put it on the roof, you heard me? And that water gonna be hot enough. All right. Now this pot is a drip pot. Let's see. Let me sit this over. Sit this over. Now this drip pot is the old school Cajun way to percolate coffee. Excuse me, to brew coffee. It's a gravity fed system. All right. So the way this works, this is your reservoir where the coffee will remain. All right. This is your drip basket. Now, whenever you have a strainer basket, a drip basket that's metal, if you wet this first, you will not get small particulates of coffee in your finished brew. Because when you wet this, that serves as a filter or a glue to catch all those little fine particulates that would normally just fall through some of those holes before it clogs, right? All right, so you put your coffee in here, and they do have a little measured medigum, but we don't use that. You just put your coffee in there, right? Then you bring your water up to a boil, and then you add your water to this reservoir. And once you add your water to this reservoir, it will slowly drip. You see those little holes there, 3, 6, 7, 8, and it'll slowly drip. This is one of my absolute favorite ways to drink coffee in the morning. This drip pot You could use bad coffee, cheap coffee, and this is going to make it so good just because of the extraction method. And I was not tripping. I do have another pot. I'm going to have to run and grab it. And this is the OG. This is the Stanley French press. It's insulated. It's really nice. You could bring it camping. You could bring it wherever, you know. This is how the strainer looks. So you have these big holes right here in this one. And then you have the really small mesh right here. And this is just part of the frame to hold it in place. So that sandwiches down together. And you just unscrew it if you want to remove it, to clean it and all of that good stuff. Now the coffee purist will tell you your stuff needs to look brand new before you make coffee, because those off coffee particulates will influence your cup. It's okay. Whatever works, all right? And so when you let it sit for 4 minutes, you slowly push. I like to put my hand here just so it's just, you don't have to, but just push slow. My theory is if I put my fingers here, this rod should never bend because of me pushing down with all of that force. But that's why I like to put my finger here. But you don't have to do that, but just push down very slow, all right? Now, you've seen these babies. This is my second mocha pot. And my first mocha pot that I bought during COVID, I don't want to put up business in the street, but I will. I asked sous chef to make me some coffee. You know, I think this was right after my collarbone surgery. So sous chef don't put no water in the reservoir where you put the water at, right here. She put that on the stove. I jumped up after the gaskets were melting and smoking. And then, you know, so I threw my first mocha pot away. I regret it so much. But it was either throw her away or throw my mocha pot away. So I threw my mocha pot away. So this is my second mocha pot. She bought this one for me. You know, anyway, I'm going to stop right there. Now, you see this little baby right here? Man, this thing is amazing. I picked this one up for like $3 at the thrift. This is a really cool mocha pot. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. You know, you get the point. All right. So this one comes from the thrift. This one comes from the thrift. All right. I'm going to save this Chemex for last. Let me get my other pot. Oh, here it is right here. In plain sight. I knew I had one more pot. All right, so this pot right here, this is a beauty. All right, so I'll put the French press right here, because that's a French press. Put the mocha, drip. Anyway. I don't take no medicine for that, all right? So this is a French press, drip pot also. This is a vintage drip pot. I got this drip pot from the thrift for like $5, man. This was a steal of a deal. It is an old antique. Man, I can't tell you how many mamas was drinking out of this pot. So this is the strainer basket and the water reservoir all in one. So you put the coffee in the bottom, right? And then you put this plunger on top. And if you notice, this plunger has 4 holes in it. And then you put those reservoirs, put your hot water in here, cap it up, and you let it drip. This is a great, great, great pot. I'm honored to have that. Now, I think this pot runs on the internet from, just say, $40 to $60. This is a Chemex. This thing was $7, $5 or $7 at the thrift. And I was able to pick it up. And this is a pour over method. So you put your filter in here, and you see this little channel right here? That little nose, that channel, that slide. So when you put your filter in here, you pour your water over it, And then when you pour it out, the coffee will pour from this channel right here. And this is a really nice pot. So how this pot works, you take your, in order to clean it, this bead and these, trying to make a video here, you know. So these beads will clamp and hold this in place. So you could clean it as needed. But to put it back together, you need 4 hands. So you do one side, just like you do your pots. You do the other side. You use your teeth, if you got them. Oh, shucks. Man, I was supposed to go do something, and I just remembered about it. Man, I messed up. All right. Well, and that's how you do that. So you grab it here because this will protect your hands if you have those delicate hands. But this is a really cool pot, and I don't have a category for it because it's a pour. So let's recap. All right. Thrift, 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 thrift. And that's all my pots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 coffee apparatuses. Some people will say that's too much, but I've had more than this. And I've gotten rid of some stuff, you know. But anyway, I ain't getting rid of none of this. Don't tell First Lady I say that. But that is my coffee lineup. Thanks, Hope. All right, so now let me get back to what I came on here to do. And that was to organize my life. So I kind of got distracted by running through all of my coffee stuff, paraphernalia, memorabilia. All right, so let's get organized. All right, so I'm gonna move this out the way. I'm gonna take a swaller. That is so good. Okay, now I need to dampen. I need to dampen my sponge. I already wiped this down with chemical. Oh, let me wipe down the butcher block right quick. And I know for a fact you can't use a lot of water on this little cheap butcher block wood, because that'll be a problem, Houston. But anywho, we're gonna put this back on the side. All right, something like that. I really enjoy having a butcher block, a knife block. I'm talking about butcher block, like I'm a old school doing some charcuterie. So my whole theory was putting that there would work good. But I'm gonna tell you one of the problems of not being organized. You buy too much of stuff. Like we have this little strainer because somebody don't like to eat chunks. We have this strainer, we have this strainer, and we have this strainer. So we have 5 strainers. Who needs 5 strainers? Well, we need it evidently. We need it evidently. So I'm gonna try this right quick. I don't know how this is gonna work, but I know long term it will not work. Come on back. I know long term it will not work because nobody is gonna unrubber band sheath all of these things. All right, so I'm gonna just sit this right here. Right there. Dump that out right there. Get us a wipe down. I'm a firm believer in having some type of vessel for all of your quick access big cooking spoons and stuff. If they're not hanging up, or you gotta have an apparatus to grab them quick. because this stuff isn't going to fit in the drawer safely. So we'll do something like that. Something like that. All right, now I got to leave the plug, access to the plug. All right, so there are times when I use these big Asian stir-fry spoons, but I'm gonna put them in a cupboard by my water. This is how I clean all my cast iron and all that stuff. Just put it back there. I keep the rubber bands on it so it doesn't flare out. Put the thermometer back. I guess this is a ricer. I got that at the thrift for like $3, and I've used it a few times to smash potatoes. It does a great job. I'm gonna sit that right there because it doesn't fit in the drawer. I have this putty knife for what? I don't know. Keep him back there. All right, so now to the hard part. Now to the hard part. I really don't know why we don't coat appliances with Teflon, high heat Teflon. That way you could just wipe them off, man. You could just wipe the appliance off with ease. Because with a high heat Teflon, nothing should stick, right? But we don't do that. We don't do that. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's okay. So put the wife's toaster. Something like that. Man. Yeah, I'm going to leave it right there. Right there, be better. Now, put my little room temp water right there. Let's see. Let me just move this out of the way. Hey! Alright. Alright. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this blender right here because they do a lot of smoothies and stuff. All right, I think we're getting somewhere. And yep, so I think we're good right there. I think that's good. All right. I don't really like this being this close to the stove, you know, obviously for your cooking. But there is no science that proves it shortens the life of the toaster being that close. But you know how things pop and they get everywhere. Put that little jug, I'm gonna dig them right there. All right, so I think we're good on this corner. I don't want to turn around, but I think we're good on this corner. Oh man, I gotta turn around. All right, so we good over here for right now. I gotta pick all this up now. All right, so let me just slide to the left, slide to the right. Man, just bear with me. Okay. All right, so now I have to return some of these items to their spot. All right, let's see where we at. So now the French press, I normally have it over here. Work right there. Now this, I gotta put this drip pot back up. made these gin raisins. I don't know if y'all ever heard about that, but it's a gin raisin. You take some gin and you put some white grapes in it, golden grapes. Oh, look at me, boy. I can't talk to save my life. You put golden raisins in the gin, and you're supposed to eat 8 of them every night. I forget I have that. But I had a big jug of it that I made, a big vat. I used 1/5 of Tanqueray, and came out pretty good. I just can't sit there and eat alcohol raisins. I'm not addicted. All right, let's see. We're making a little headway too now. But my homeboy got married, it might be 3 years ago now. And I couldn't go because of my surgery on my ankle. And they gave me a little piece of cake with this here. And so I've been saving this for all that time. So if you ever clean out my cabinet and you see that, don't throw that away. Why do I have it? I don't know. But I got it. All right, put that back. I'll put this in there like that. Now, as far as put that together, just slide that right there. Man, we're making some progress. It's like playing Jenga in real life. Real life Jenga. Okay, I'm gonna toss this. I'll tell sous chef, but that sucker out of here. Okay, I don't know why this is here, but I'll just put that up there. All right, we're getting somewhere. Now, as far as, let's see where we at. I need to get this countertop cleaned off yesterday. Okay, let's do the countertop. Let me see if I can get a better view. Let me see if I can get a better view for you. Let's see. Okay. Move this out your nose. Let me see something. Oh. We'll try that. All right. So the whole idea is to move everything, wipe everything down, then move everything back. So that's the whole plan. Because I want to clean that counter and you know. Like that, a gold brick, huh? Huh? That's wealth right there. Gold brick. First lady, amazing. My baby. I'll tell y'all what this is in a little bit. And I'm going to show you how it works. This is a piece of laurel branch. I was saving it for something. And today was the day. Mortar pestle. You need that. See. You know what? I think I'm at fault. How you like that? I've been mad at sous chef and first lady all this time, but I think I'm at fault. Ciao. I'm at fault. It was my fault. I've been blaming sous chef for the fruit flies because she cut up some jackfruit the other day. I'm at fault. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm the reason we had the fruit flies because I juiced some beets 2 weeks ago. And I didn't clean the hopper. I'm gonna have to edit that out this video. I can't admit that. Cannot admit that. I'm the reason. There you go. My fault. All right, I think we're making a little progress now. Falling apart, y'all. But we're gonna make it. All right, so let me get us a little spray down. Say they had everything cleaned up and organized. It always felt good, you know. And I like to do that for her too. When she come home, everything is looking good and you feel better, you know. Ain't nothing like walking in a house that's nice and tidy. I did a video a while back on the shotgun houses in New Orleans. And like when you came to a shotgun house, you got to walk through the whole house to get to the bathroom or the kitchen. So a lot of those people, they had that house was always clean. You could eat off the floor. Because that shotgun house, it told all your business. If that house was dirty, and somebody came over, you couldn't just hide stuff. That house had to be tidy. It had to be tidy. And so, a lot of people that come from that shotgun house generation, They are excellent housekeepers. Excellent. I remember my mama, my dad, my papa, man, you eat off the floor. At all of them house, you know? Eat off the floor. You never went over and they said, oh, excuse the mess. Never a mess. Never a mess. That house was always clean. We live in this house. Oh yeah, they lived in it too. But they cleaned that sucker. They cleaned it. All right. I don't scrub no paint. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. Oh man. As I crank, now, the only thing, let me wash this off my hand. Now the only thing I want on this countertop is what I absolutely need. Things like that. What I absolutely need. And we gotta put our backdrop back. But I might start shooting on this side. Since I'm right-handed, I might start shooting this way. We'll see. Anyway, this little apparatus, I built this when I first started making YouTube videos and to cook. So I put my cell phone, I put this over the stove like this, just like that. You'll see the pot like that. And my camera will be on top of the board like that. And so I'll be recording me cook inside here. And that's how I do the overhead view. So I made that little jig. When I first started shooting YouTube videos because I wanted to, you know, use what I had. And so that's kind of, it was an idea and it came to fruition. And it works great. Works great. And I still use it to this day. And I wouldn't sell that for $15 million. Don't put me to the test, all right? Do not test me. Do not put me to the test. I will not sell that for $15 million. Now, I don't know how this is going to work or if it's going to work, but oh shucks. Oh man. Let me show you this monstrosity of a mess. Alright, so I'm going to pull this out. Oh man. I'm going to pull this out. And I have a very strong disdain for things that don't match. Because it causes this. This is confusion. And you lose organization. You lose organization. And once you don't have organization, you have chaos. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. Chaos is good for business. Chaos is good for business. I think I had some stickum on my hands, huh? you can stay in. You can stay in that. Okay. All right. Let's see. So let's play this game. Let's play this game. One of these things is not like the other. All right. Four of these, and these can't break. Four of them. All right. These are some really beautiful bows. Put those there. Put these here. Put this in here. Like that. Alright, let's see what we're going to do now. Oh, we have four of those. Ain't like that. So I'm going to take these four. And I'm going to put them right down. Two of those. Even though they don't match. Even though it doesn't match. Put them right there. All right. Something like that. I need help. I need help. Okay, so I'm gonna take these. That fits well. This is how you get confusion and chaos right here. This is how you do it. Because none of that stuff matches. So then you play Jenga every time you put it back together, you know? That's where the frustration comes from. Because nobody's going to sit and reorganize. My daddy, the only person going to do this. My daddy. That's it. See, when a bowl chips, just as a pro tip, when a bowl chips like this, you can get bacteria inside that bowl. And you can get sick. So when you go to a restaurant and those plates have those hairline cracks, that is very unsanitary. Let's see. All right, let's see. I want to get rid of these, but they don't belong to me. They don't belong to me. And I don't want to make my baby mad. But I'm really sick of this cabinet and all of these bowls that don't have a specific function of order. So I just defeated the whole purpose of cleaning the cabinet out and putting everything back in there. I wonder if that's how they go. Oh, no, they don't. Let me not do that. Oh, man. I think it goes like this. All right, now. So, this made no sense to even organize this because all I did was put everything back in the cabinet that shouldn't be in there. You know, this was a bad idea. And as a result of that bad idea, I didn't do nothing but just waste time, honestly. I shouldn't have did that. Shouldn't have did it. Why did I do it? Because I was thinking I could do better. But all I did was messed it up, if you really want to be technical. So something you can learn about organizing is what New York learned. New York learned that when you don't have a lot of space, instead of building flat, build vertical. And so New York did just that. They built vertical. And that's why they have millions of people there. I'm really disappointed. I messed up big time. So now I'm gonna take my mortar and pestle. If you don't have one, you know, and I leave it on this little plate next to those K-cup majiggers, like that. And I push it way over here. When we use this thing every week, sometimes 5 times a week. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Let me get some gloves. Oh. 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 All right, so not going to use any gloves. But I'm going to get this thing a wipe down and put it back together. So I got this, oh man, this grinder from a chef in the New Orleans area. He said it belonged to his dad. And he's been trying to sell it for 4 years, or something like that. 3 years, 4 years. So that made it very special to me. You know? Happy to buy something that has some character, some age, and you know, he remember his dad making sausage with it, you know, when he was a boy. And now he's a 70-year-old man, at least 70. I think that's what he said. Well, my collarbone is giving me a fit this moment. Now, if you're watching Teresa Blanton, I'm taking it easy, but I got to get some stuff done so I can stay productive while taking it easy. So I'm just wiping down the oil on these dies because I'm going to put this back together and I'm going to have to store it. But it did have very little. It had very little surface rust. Very little surface rust. But be looking out because soon I'm hoping to do a video where we do some boudin and we grind all of the ingredients up, the old weight. And this was part of the old weight. This was one of the first grinders other than the mortar pestle for grinding stuff. So I'm gonna put this back together and I'm gonna show you how that goes. And if you could find one, it'd be a great tool to have. You know, these old tools were so state of the art not that many years ago, and they work. They work. They work. They still work. If you're willing to put it to use, you know. All right, so I hope y'all see me thinking. I'm like, I don't want to put it on the counter just in case it has a little oil on that. Nah, what you do now, whenever you're breaking down meat, you go with the biggest die first. Then you detach it, you put on the next smaller size. And then you work your way down to this grind, depending on what size you want though. You know, it all depends on what size you want. So I'm just gonna preload it with the big die. But what you gotta do first is put the blade on. Oh, hang on one second. Oh. You put your auger bit in. And Leonardo da Vinci, he developed the auger bit to be a bilge pump on boats way back when. All right, so you put your grinding blade, put that in. You put your die on and you lock your die in place. And then you screw that down like that and shift it. I didn't use gravity. Now I'm using gravity now. Now I'm using gravity. Like that. Now let me put the arm on, the crank. And I had to go to the hardware store because the original wing nut is not on it. So I got these two stainless steel washers. Made a fun video at the Home Depot where the pros go. There we go. And so you clamp it to your counter right here. Screw that up, clamp it to your counter. You have your bowl right there. And you grind, 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 and you get it done. And it's a privilege to have something like this. This is a piece of modern machinery from not that long ago. You know? All right, so now I need to store that. And so I'm gonna store that in a container. Let me get a Ziploc. And I know y'all saw me throw that old Ziploc away. And I did that for a reason, I did. All right, put those babies in there. I'll fold that like that. Tighten that up. And I'm gonna store this grinder. I have to get a Tupperware for it, but I'm gonna just leave it right here for right now. Now let me get on to the next part of this organization video. But we're not gonna forget about that right now. In fact, let me get a little bit more. A little bit more. Feeling very productive until now. Because this is not what I really want to do. I'm gonna bring y'all down here All right, we got to get this cleaned up. Oh, come on, baby. Oh. Y'all just hang out right there while I pull all this out. Extricate all this stuff. Told you, watch your head. Come on, man. This is, I dream about this cabinet right here. And I hate with a passion that I'm so helpless to this cabinet right here. So helpless. So helpless. This cabinet is horrible because it's not organized, and that really troubles me. It really troubles me. When I put you back on the countertop, you're gonna be like, man, all of that stuff was in there? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was there. It was there. It was there. And I might have to let some of this stuff go. And the reason being, you really do not need all of that. Now, some people don't like to get rid of stuff because if you like me, the moment you get rid of it, that's when you need it. And that does happen. All right, now we have a little crock pot right here. We have a mixer. We have a clay pot and a wire rack right there. There's the lid there. All right. So let's see what else we have. I don't know what we're doing with all these straws in here, man, but this makes no sense. Oh, they're cake straws. I forgot. Those are cake straws. And let's see. That's for your steamer. For your steamer. All right. So I'm gonna need that clay pot and the tortilla warmer in there already. All right, now let's get out of here. Let's get set up. This is a mess of a mess of a mess. All right, come on, man. Stay focused. Baby, baby. All right, so let me get out of that. All right, first thing I want to do is line up all of the appropriate pots with their lids. This little pot right here, it's a really good pot, and this is the lid for it. Boom. This pot right here is a higher quality pot because it's thicker and it's heavier, and this is the lid for it right here. Boom. But the thing about these pots, both of these lids fit on them. But anyway. All right, now we had that same little conundrum one more time. This is my daughter's fry pot, and I hate it because it's too small to fry in it. What are you frying, garlic? And I really want to throw this away. I really do. But it doesn't belong to me. It does not belong to me. All right, so let me sit this out the way. Sit this out the way. Sit this out the way. Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Is it? Let's see. So this lid goes for this pot. And we use this lid for these two pots. We used to make pecan candy in this little stainless pot, and one day it got lost, and when it was found, the lid was missing. Okay, okay. So this is my baby gold pot. All right, now, okay, let me move this out the way. This is for my stock pot. Nope, nope, let's see. Nope. This is for here. Yep. This is a pot I bought after Hurricane Ida while we were evacuated, and I made some gumbo in there. Two whole chickens fit in that pot. All right, so this skillet, that's the top for that skillet. I'm gonna put that down on the bottom. Let's see if we can make some sense. Some sense to the chaos. Put this down in there. And I honestly don't need those two pots. Honestly, I don't. And we use these pots often. This is the popcorn pot. As you can see, all of the little carbonated popcorn kernels down there. This is a very thin pot at the bottom, so this is a stock pot. Now, this is a stock pot too, but it has a heavier bottom. It's thicker, it's a better pot, because it maintains the heat better than this pot. If you try to cook grits in this pot, you're gonna burn them, guaranteed. You're gonna burn them, guaranteed. All right, we're making progress. Now I'm gonna take these skillets. You could put a steel wool on here and get all that carbon out, but what's the point? Wolfgang Puck, nice guy. But these two skillets, I have the video online of where I messed this skillet up with all this carbon. I did some chicken burgers, chicken smash burgers. But guess what? It's a great skillet. It works great. And we love them. We ain't worrying about what it look like. So put this one inside here. And honestly, these things were made to hang. That's why they have the holes in the handle. They were made to hang. So the goal is to put what we use the most at the front, where it's easy to access it, and to put the stuff we don't use in the back. That's the goal of organizing. You want the stuff you use where you can access it readily, and the stuff you don't use, you just put that in the back. Bear with me. Por favor. All right, I think we got it. So now, let's see, with these boards, so we got it pretty stacked. We got the stuff we don't use all the way in the back. We use these two pots, and these skillets, so we're gonna try it like that. Now I'm gonna put the cutting boards back where they go. Maybe I should do that. That baby's gonna lay down, huh? they're gonna lay down, but that's fine. That's fine. I didn't even know we had this because it used to be in a different spot. Cheese grater. Just sit there right there. Okay, let's see where we at now. So, let me check something right quick. All right, so I'm gonna put this lid back here because I'm gonna use that when I'm actually cooking on my griddle. Okay, so I think we're good down here. Yeah. All right, that was very productive. All right, let's get these straws up. Let's get these straws up. These cake straws. And let's figure out what we're doing with that. Oh, my love. Darling, I love you. Let's see where we at. Want to say hello, everybody. We're just doing some organizational techniques to keep everything organized and out of the way. And thanks for joining. I'm going to show you a little bit of what we did so far. That's perfect. I'll show you what we did so far. Let me see. All right, so we started off, well, we didn't start off here, but we got the bottom pots and pans and all of that good stuff organized. Let's see, we had a bowls organized till tomorrow. They're gonna get messed up tomorrow. But the whole thing about organization, the stuff you use the most, you want that to be close to grab. And when you have bowls that are not the same type of bowl, that just leads to Jenga and chaos. So if you can get everything uniform, you'll have a better experience with bowls, especially because that kind of stuff matters. So we got this little section sort of organized. Then we came back and destroyed everything. And we have the glassware organized. We have too many coffee cups, but you know, it's going to be all right. But we stacked some of the glasses that we're not going to use all of those glasses. Just like these mason jars, I might pick those back up and put them in a box. But anyway, so that's where we at. And lunch is on the stove. So, all right, the next thing we need to do, I'm missing a bowl. I'm missing a stainless steel bowl. But so I'm gonna sit this on the side because that has a certain spot it's gonna go in. All right, so let's see where we at now. Now this picture, I'm gonna put that picture back under that cabinet. All right, so now I think I'm just left with the task of washing all these dishes. Let's see, washing all these dishes. And I still want to juice those beets, but I'm not going to juice them at the moment. All right, let me see. Do this little cabinet right here. Oh. Now this cabinet is not for me, and I rarely look in it unless I'm grabbing parchment paper, which we currently are out of. And that's when I noticed how junky this little cabinet was. And I said I have to do something about it. Gotta do something about it. Because there's no reason for this to be so junky. And you may be thinking, wow, that little cabinet has a lot of stuff in it, and it's true. It is very true. But we're going to fix that right now. Today is the day. Today is the day. Let's see where I'm at. I can't even see this thing. Move that out there. Alright, move this out there. Oh, I'm having back spasms for some reason. My hamstring's been tight. My back has been tight. Bread bags to keep food. Okay, we got a bread bag. It look like a shower cap, huh? Got a bread bag. All right, let's see where we at now. So bread bag, nut milk bag, herbal bag, herb, some random Ziplocs, bread B&B bag, silicone mat, other random Ziploc, twist. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here. So, all right. And after I get all of this done, I'm gonna vacuum everything. I typically vacuum very often, every day. All right, let's see if we can put some of this stuff. Wax paper, foil paper, plastic wrap. Alright, I'll leave that just like that. Put these skewers back. This lock was here. Alright, let's see where we at now. So, man, I don't even want to look in this drawer. Okay, but we might have to set all this over here like this. Let's just figure this out. Our little Japanese pot mitts, those come from Hino, Japan. Sous chef went over there last year at some point. Sometime I'm looking for this thing and cannot find it. Cannot find it. Who need 2 bench scrapers? We do. I guess somebody didn't want my rubber band bag in there. I appreciate y'all sticking around while we're getting organized. You know, we were talking during this coffee time just about being organized and some of the benefits of being organized. You know, having your mise en place, your stuff together. And organization really works for life, you know. Organized people typically are more efficient, they're happier, and they have their stuff together, as we say. We're gonna need this. We're gonna make some pralines at some point. I don't know what this is. Sous chef, don't watch this video. I'm telling you right now. I don't know what this is, but it looks important. Man, I've been looking for some batteries. That's not the battery drawer. This is for her cake. See up there for the cake pan? Cake bin. That goes there. I know that for a fact. Sometimes when you find stuff around the house, it does have a purpose. I know what this for too. And see, like this screw, that stainless steel screw, it's for something. These are some they are a Vietnamese coffee filter system for pour over. So you have a perforated basket, you put the coffee in there, coffee grinds in there, then you put this lid on, don't screw it tight, because the coffee is going to expand once you wet it, and you just let it, put your hot water in there, let it drip. And that's how they do pour over in places that, you know. Random wire. Tell you what, it feels really good to do this. I wish sushi. I've been looking for my chopsticks for all this time. Who got a bigger pair of chopsticks? Talk to me. I've been looking for these chopsticks for 3 years, man. 3 years. Those are really good when you're frying something, to use those big chopsticks. They work really well. Put this back in the drawer. I don't know why I have that boots on the ground song stuck in my dang head, man. But it is. Okay. So now what do we want back in this drawer? Honestly, nothing. But we grab, let me show you this. We grab the pop mitts the most. That's not gonna work like that. What are you doing now? Now, something that's important is when you shut a drawer, you can open it up without stuff. So you don't want stuff to be higher than the ledge. I know that's common sense, but I don't even want this in here, honestly. Because when you bury stuff in the drawer, you forget you have it. You forget you have it. I'm gonna keep this drawer minimal. Minimal. And what else we're gonna put in? I wonder if she knows she has these bamboo fork. I definitely need this candy thermometer. I'm gonna put that up here. We're gonna make some candy soon. Now these K-cups, we bought a pack of 4, and we don't need to use 4 at a time. One is preferential, and I'll tell you why. Because you're gonna clean that one every time you need it. But we use 2. But you'll clean that one every time you need it. And you'll always have it. But if you use too many of them, they're just gonna get lost. Now, I'm always looking for this for when I do my cast iron cooking. So I'm gonna just sit it right up here by some of my cast iron cookware, pardon me. All right, now let me just sit this back here because I need a swig of coffee, man. I've been talking too much. And need to wet thy whistle. All right, so I don't know. All right, I don't know why this is in here, but because I love sous chef, I'm gonna put it back. All right, put that there. Now, oh, you know what? I have a great idea. All right, I have a great idea. Let's see if it's gonna work. All right. All right. I'm about to solve this gosh posh rubber band debacle once and for all. See that? I'm showing y'all I got a high IQ by doing it like this. Because everything is going to fall if it isn't pierced by the rubber band. And now they shouldn't be as tangled as they would be. You know? All right. I feel like this is a big old corn dog. Get on in there, boy. Get in there, boy. All right. Since the bag ruptured, I never put that big old gaping hole in that bag either. I'm not taking credit for doing that. I'm gonna say that for sure. Now, I'm feeling really productive at the moment. And I ain't gonna lie, on the slick, I'm feeling kind of smart. Because when I saw this little dish, we had some jam in here. Uncle Elwin made a jam. And when we finished it, you know, the dish just kind of, you know, does what it does. Let me check something. All right, now these little pieces have me a little bit more concerned. I don't know what this is for, but I know it's for something. So I'm gonna just put those back and now these screws, I'm assuming, go with those. Right, let's see, I'm gonna put these in here. So I flipped it so you can see it's rubber bands. If I put it like this, you can't really see it as good. Okay, so I'm gonna put sous chef's little filter right there, and I want to put her. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what else is up here. Oh man, let's see what. This is parchment paper. For what? You don't know. This is where I need some help to figure this out. So I'm assuming. Okay, I'm gonna put her piping tips. Thought I saw two of them. Put those in her baking apparatus. Okay, let's see where we at. So I'm gonna put this in this. Something like that. Okay, now I'm gonna put this next one up on that cake pan. Oh, let's pull it down. All right. Now I'm gonna tell you a little secret. When you have things like this, like these cake pans, or whatever you want to call it, you know, I'm saying cake pan because when you have this cake transporter, all right, what I like to do, this does cupcakes on this side, cake on that side. So have whatever you have made, you can flip it. And that's the nice thing about this one. You can flip it. But what I do is, because I have issues, whenever I store something like the juicer, let me just show you. Don't look at my food pantry. But I got the crock pot with a bag on top. This is the ice cream maker or the bread machine, one of them, I don't know. But I store stuff with a bag on top just to keep, you know, and that's the second cake pan or cake transporter right up there. So I had a bag on this one, but sous chef did not put the bag back. So there you go, you know, no problem. Okay, take these and I'm gonna put these in here, just like that. Now let me figure out this stuff. These bags. All right, so we're gonna try something a little different. Put those there, put these here, put those there. Take this here, open that there. And we're gonna consolidate all of those little bags in one bag. And we'll up the ante. We'll put that in there as well. And now this is a whole lot more orderly and neat and organized. Let's see. I'm gonna just sit it right. Come on, baby. You know what I'm thinking? Let's see something. All right, I'm gonna just sit it right up there on that shelf right there. And I'm gonna take these Ziplocs and just sit them right there. Done. Okay. Okay, Google. We're getting somewhere. All right, let's see. I'm gonna change out this battery. Did she change that out? Let's try it. I should have looked at it. Top at the back. Bottom at the... I don't know which one was moving more. Well, I guess she changed them. But I know the batteries were weak. And a little frother. The batteries were weak. But I know these are good, so. In fact, this is why I should not have thrown those Ziplocs away. You know what? I don't need to use that. Put them like that. Okay, now this juicer contraption, I'm gonna set it up there because I have looked for that for too long. got to do something with these lids. And these lids belong to, they're for mason jars. I'm going to put these down there too. So let me organize this a little bit better. And we're going to see what we got when we're done. Thank y'all for hopping on and joining. We're just, this started off as a coffee time, and we were talking about organization. And I had organized some glassware, and I needed to organize some more stuff. So that's kind of how this happened. I don't really like this being here right now, but I think for right now, I'm just going to leave it like that. And we don't really use coffee filters often, so I'm going to just sit those right there. And I think I might put the world's biggest chopsticks. Nope, I'm going to put those where I'm going to see them. Because if you don't put it where you're going to see it, you're not going to see it and you're not going to use it. But I know for frying, let's see if they fit. Oh, man. That's perfect. That's perfect. And I got to come back over here now and do some stuff there. This little bag, and let me roll this mat up. If you don't have a silicone mat, I'm going to tell you, I love parchment paper. Number one, parchment is the best. It's better than foil paper to bake on. Parchment does not stick. Foil paper does. Parchment is so much better than foil paper. The only thing foil paper is better than parchment at is being a lid for something. That's it. That's it. But parchment paper is way better. Way better. And parchment paper is not the same thing as wax paper. It is not the same thing. They're not even cousins. All right? So don't get them confused and think it'll do the same thing. It won't. It will not. All right, so I'm feeling really productive, even though I ain't got nothing done. Stuff's still a mess. Okay, let's see. So now what I want to do is all right, we're gonna have to get these dishes washed. And we don't have many dishes, thankfully, because of yours truly. We don't have many dishes. But what we do have, we need to bang them out right quick. That's just, kitchen talk. We need to bang them out. So what I'm gonna do, because I like being a little organized, just a little organized. And I'm gonna just tell you this pro tip. Come over here. So we have a garbage disposal. All right. I hate them. I really do. Plumbers love them because that's how plumbers, they can afford a Mercedes-Benz and all that good stuff. But something you should always keep in your kitchen, if you have a garbage disposal, but keep in your kitchen because it's very important tools, is a light. This is a cheap light from Harbor Freight. It has all kind of quirky little features, but it works great. You could also hang it. It's just a good El Cheapo light to have. Another thing, you can get a telescopic magnet. And these things are great. Mechanics know about them. But they're great for kitchen, period. And if you have a garbage disposal, I'll demonstrate. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret. These little things right here are a nightmare. I'm not going to make it. But anyway, let me knock it down in there. Now, you see it's down in there? In fact, let me zoom in a little bit. You don't see it. And then you turn on the garbage disposal and you start hearing this awful sound. So now the challenge is, how do I extract it from there? Well, you can stick your hand down there if you want to lose it. I'm like the ShamWow guy. All right, watch this. Let me show you something else. Let me show you something else. For all intents and purposes, this is not a paid endorsement, but I do want to show you. There we go. Hang on one second. All right, so let me show you this too while we're doing this. So what's going on is that little spoon is horizontal in the thing, the garbage disposal. Now this forceps, Harbor Freight, a few dollars. It's great, especially for this, because what this little forceps does is you can, you know, but if the spoon just falls in, you just hit it with the magnet and you come right out. And that's why the magnet, the telescopic magnet, is a good investment for your kitchen. It's a good investment for the kitchen. And the little forceps is as well. And you can get them from Harbor Freight for dirt cheap. So I always keep the telescopic magnet in the kitchen with the light. And I always have these forceps, even though these are my fishing forceps, but this particular long needle nose forceps, it works great to remove stuff out of the garbage disposal in conjunction with the magnet, the telescopic magnet. But anyway, let me get some work done before the first lady beat me. All right, so I'm gonna set this back right here. I'm trying to bang out these dishes right quick. All right. So what I like to do when I wash dishes is clean these hands first. That was 20 seconds, huh? All right, good. Thank you. All right. What I like to do is I like to pick up everything that is in my way. Meaning in the dish rack. There's that bowl, huh? Nope. Pick up everything that's in the dish rack first. Because if you start washing dishes and you have dishes in the dish rack, all you're going to do is have an episode of the dish rack Olympics. That's it. So if you get all that stuff out of the dish rack first, you'll be more productive. You'll be more productive. So, all right, let's get this stuff out. Now I'm gonna just say this because it has been said. I have a few friends who they say whenever they are at home, they can get more housework done faster and better. Let me rephrase that. They say they can get more housework done faster than their spouse. That's what a few of my guy friends have said. They said they could get it done. Whereas they know how to work and get the housework done, whereas their spouse will waste time or mismanage time. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Can if you're a husband, can you get the house clean faster than your wife? Like if she's going to work, can you clean up the house faster than she can? I don't know why I did that. Oh. And you know what? I gotta be honest. When I was a little boy, uh, we never practiced water conservation. And I watched this episode of Sesame Street where the little guy was brushing his teeth and he was taking water from the turtle, you know. But I gotta admit, I need to work on it. I do not like putting my mocha pot in the dish rack. I really don't. But sometimes I have no choice in the matter. I just feel like it's going to get damaged in the dish rack. And pretty soon I'm going to do a video on how to clean the mocha pot. Not just, you don't put soap on it, but just how to clean it because you do accumulate a lot of coffee oil on it. And some people don't like the way that looks. But we understand that. Alright, so let me clean this French press. I should have had you right here the whole time, huh? So this is just a quick cleaning of it. Hot water. Now, be careful with your beaker because they're very expensive. And you only get one shot. I really don't like to put dish detergent in my coffee apparatuses unless I know I'm going to be able to rinse it out thoroughly. Like I said, I don't like to put this stuff in the dish rack because it's too valuable to put in the dish rack. It's way too valuable. Thanks for hanging around and watching the coffee time on being organized, and it then transformed into look at him cleaning up. Men in the South, they cook, they clean, and they do all kind of domestic work. Because that's how some of us were brought up. Not to be little princes, you know. So, there we go. But, you know, guys up north, they barbecue and they do, what they call that? They steam clam bakes and all that stuff. They steam crab and stuff like that, you know. But down in the South, we do it all. We do it all. And that's the way we like it. All right, now what I'm gonna do now, I don't even want to show y'all this, man. But what I'm gonna do now is, tell you what, let me scrub this right quick. Don't forget to do that, huh? That's the only reason I buy these little things. It's because of the smile. That's it. I think it'll be stronger if it didn't have the little smile feature, even though that is by design to help you with cleaning certain things, you know. Tell y'all a little good news, man. Tell y'all a little good news. So the First Lady is more than likely going to make a career change. And she's going to become an agent, a life insurance agent, life, fire, all of that good stuff. And I'm really excited for her. because the summers in Louisiana are brutal. They're very brutal, and I keep getting myself cracked up, you know. So she might need to cash me in. How about that? She might need to cash me in, you know. All right, let me move this out of the way. Let me just sit that there. Man. All right, now this is where I messed up. The fruit flies are my fault. The fruit flies are my fault. I actually messed up. I grind up some beets. I juiced them, excuse me. I juiced some beets, and I did not clean the tool, the machine, because my plan was to juice some more, and 2 weeks later, I didn't. And look, let me show you this. There's the beets right there that I need to juice. And I'm gonna blame it on sous chef. Forget that. Sous chef put the beets in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator, and I didn't know they were in there. I didn't know they were in there, so that's her fault. I'm not taking the charge for that. That's 100% on sous chef. So what I'm gonna do, because of this being like this, and I have to now. I'm gonna, instead of trying to scrub this, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let this soak in a little bit of bleach, just to kill all of the toxins. I can't believe I did this. I could believe it. Life happens, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna just let this soak and clean itself basically, and then I'll do this process. So one of the nice things is it's a few tools you should always have in the house. And one of the most valuable tools you have is a bucket. A bucket. And what I have been doing with this particular bucket is I have been using this bucket for to water the plants outside. So I just collected like some rainwater, you know. Now, one thing to keep in mind whenever you use bleach, you do not want to use hot water, because the hot water will kill the actual bleach agent. So you never want to use hot water whenever you're using bleach to disinfect, sanitize, etc. Oh, man. All right. So we're going to clean our bucket. That's right, clean that bucket. And I don't want to get any, even though I'm going to throw my sponge away, my blue sponge, I'm not going to get all of this organic matter on my sponge. That would be counterproductive to, so I'm using this paper towel, paper napkin, whatever you want to call it, to clean my bucket. You might be thinking that's a lot of work. Some people don't want to work. They just want to, you know. So anyway, there we go. Get us a little rinse. Hey, man. All right, there we go. So now we're going to put all of these pieces, hopefully, in the bucket. And it does not look like it's going to fit. So let's figure this out. All right, I got it. We're not going to put that piece in the bucket. That'll work for me, right there. And we'll just let that other piece soak outside of the bucket. Getting kind of excited. Now, one thing to keep in mind, whenever you use dish soap, put it in towards the end, because if I put the dish soap in right now, it's just going to fill up and make foam in the bucket because of the water agitating it. So add the dish soap at the end. I had a friend of mine, and she was dying of cancer, right? Lung cancer. And, you know, she wanted to throw this juicer away, you know, because she didn't need it no more. You know, she was at the end. She didn't need it no more, she said. So I said, you ain't got to throw it away, you know. You could just give it to me. And she gave me this juicer. And every time I see it, I think about it, you know. And so it's a special kitchen tool because of the meaning behind it, you know. And I'm gonna have to let the first lady know that it was my fault. I'm gonna have to let her know it was my fault. All right, so we're just gonna I'm gonna put some dish soap in here first. Man, it's gonna be boring. Nope. Let me try something else. Thought about assembling it back. Might just have to clean this. Okay, there we go. That's the shape it's gonna stay in. That's the shape it's gonna stay in, huh? I can live with that. So once we get the water high enough where the whole thing is covered, I'll add the dish soap. And we're just gonna let this baby soak probably for a week or so. I decided that once I let it soak long enough, then I'll add the bleach to it. So don't forget to clean your juicer. Please don't. All right, so now I'm gonna add some suds. Not too much. That was way too much. Oh, come on, man. See that, boy? Sometimes you gotta leave well enough alone, huh? Touch too much. It'll probably happen anyway. Once I moved it, now I got all these suds and can't see nothing. Okay. All right. Might have a little something, something. This thing's like a submarine trying to pop out. The bane of my existence, man. You're not gonna fret over that. All right, let's get this bucket out of here. Oh man. All right now. I'm gonna let this thing soak. This definitely is more time than I thought I would spend on this. But that happens. All right, let's see now. Oh. All right. So we have a sponge system in this house. And the way it works, we have dirty sponge, clean sponge. And then sous chef just wrecks the whole system. She likes to change the sponge every 2 days, you know. But the whole concept is your dirty sponge, you can use it to break stuff down. And your clean sponge, you use that for clean dishes. That's the whole theory. And I know this theory works because I invented it. Okay, so now I think we're gonna eat a little lunch. How about that? Man. All right, let's eat a little lunch. And you know, I don't feel like dirtying no dishes, man. All right, let me see. All right. In order to eat lunch, how do you like that? Give me 1 second. Put this up. I didn't realize it, but my telephone is saying that my battery is really low. So it's letting me know I need to do something in order for it not to shut down. So I just plugged the power source up to it. And let's see. So what are we gonna eat for lunch? I didn't cook anything. That's sort of true. And I'm not recommending you do this, but we got some day-old rice. Cooked this last night. This is basmati rice. Your back pause pack. Bought a pause pack, saw the rice cooker come off the counter, and it came, but you know they don't like the camera, huh? All right, let's slide that out the way. Throw our rice in our bowl. Look, she don't like that camera, boy. Whoo! She don't like that camera. But she loved to eat. Oh. She loves to eat. Like most pigs do, you know? I'm gonna bring this over here. I have a pot mitt missing also. I do have a pot mitt missing. Oh. All right now. Sit this down right now. All right, you remember that utensil I said I was picking up? Oh, this is one of my favorite ladles. Now this is some stewed pork chop, and it is so tender. It is so tender that it breaks up when you try to ladle it. And I'm gonna tell you, the only seasoning that's in this pork chop, this stew, is salt and 1 onion. That's it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the color comes from browning or caramelizing the meat and caramelizing the onion. That's it. So I saw this video of this guy, and you know, he from Cajun country somewhere. Talk like Forrest Gump a little bit, but nice guy. And he was like, I don't know why people always have a problem with kitchen bouquet. And I'm gonna tell you, my problem with kitchen bouquet is the fact that kitchen bouquet it'll spoil you as a cook. It'll make you lazy as a cook. And when you become lazy as a cook, you're gonna just start doing everything the easy way. And the easy way is not always the best way. When people in Cajun country, when they cook gumbo and things like that, they're looking for a certain color also. And that's why you cook the roux to the certain desired color that you're looking for. But like in this stew, I don't have a roux. All I did was I cooked down the onion. I browned the meat first. I cooked down the onion till it was caramelized, and I knew it was going to give me a good color. So when you use kitchen bouquet or browning, any browning sauce, it's going to give you a darker color. But if you like a lot of people, this is my real problem. A lot of people that live in Louisiana and they go move somewhere, what happens is they say, man, I can't get none of the stuff from New Orleans, you know? I can't get none of the stuff. And what happens is your cooking is not gonna be what it was when you were home. It's not about the products, because those products don't make our cooking what it is. Our cooking is based off of a cooking style. And when you cook with that cooking style, the food is going to taste a certain way because it's about a cooking style. But a lot of times when you use those products were born out of necessity as far as laziness is concerned. Somebody don't want to stand at that pot like their mama stood at that pot. And then you have a need for a browning liquid. And then when kids eat that stuff, they think that that's how it's supposed to go. And it's not. It's not how it's supposed to go. So when they move, their food don't taste right because they're not using all those products. But if you learn how to cook with salt and pepper and fresh aromatics, onion, bell pepper, celery, carrot, things like that, garlic, your food is going to be good. And no matter where you at, it's going to be good. But I want to say thank you for being on this live this morning. I have a few more things to do. And I need to charge this phone because the battery is in the red. And it'll charge better if I'm off using the phone. So thanks for joining us live. I appreciate all that y'all do to support the channels. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Thank you very much. And I appreciate taking you along on this live to see how much of junk I have in trying to get organized. But with that being said, I still have about 2 hours of work to do. So thanks a lot. I'll see y'all at the next one. Y'all have a good day.